Hi, and welcome back to An Average Northwest Gardener. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I start my nasturtium seeds, which I only grew them for the first time last year, and I found it kind of tricky to get them to germinate without rotting. But after several different trial and errors, I came up with this system, and so that's what we're going to talk about. Now, I filmed this video yesterday and set up all my seeds, and then when I went to put the video together, I realized I had no sound. Operator error. So I'm going to readdress this and then continue with the second step after I soak them overnight. So for starters, these are some of the varieties of nasturtiums I'm growing. And the problem I had last year was if I put them in soil, they rotted. And none of them came up. And so I had had problems with this before with pepper seeds too. And after doing a little research as well, I found out that it's very helpful to soak them. So to make that work well, you have to do a few things first. So what I've done is I take a piece of sandpaper. This is fine, like 180 grit. And then I take the seed and run it back and forth on the sandpaper until I've sanded through the outer layer into the seed more. And it's pretty hard to see. I don't know if it'll show up on the camera here. Not enough light. But you can see the inner layer is a little bit lighter than the rest of the shell and kind of shiny. So sand them down like that. That allows the moisture from the soaking to get in under the outer layer. Then I'm going to put them in a cup, which I've labeled. I only have the paper towel in there so you can read it. I'll put the seeds in the cup and then just put in enough water to cover them up and let them soak overnight. Now, last year when I did this, once I did this, I put them in a folded paper towel, a wet paper towel, and then inside a Ziploc bag, and I left them like that until the seeds started to germinate. And once they've done that, then I move them into soil. Now, one thing I noticed, and this is now something predicting the future, after I soaked them, the outer layer became soft enough that you could peel it off relatively easily. So what I'm going to do is take that off and then put them in the paper towel and see if that aids the germination and reduces the rotting. Stick with me and we'll see how it goes. Oh, it's been 24 hours since I started soaking the nasturtium seeds. So what I'm going to do next is peel off the outer shell that is softened up from being in the water overnight. And then I'm going to put them in a wet paper towel and then inside a Ziploc bag and leave them like that until they germinate. I'm just going to take some of the water that they were soaking in and pour it on this paper towel here. And then take the seeds out, and the shell has softened up quite a bit. That just sort of peels off like that and onto the paper towel. Now, this is the first time I'm doing this by peeling off this outer softened coating. And I think that it'll make it easier for the moisture to get to the seed itself. and prevent rotting. Time will tell. Of course, I'm interested to hear what anybody out there has to say about nasturtium seeds and if they've had similar problems, and also how you corrected them. All right, so now that they're all peeled off, just folding the paper towel over the seeds, slide them into the Ziploc bag. Now I'll just follow this same procedure for all the rest of them. Here's a look at some of the other things I have growing in the house, getting them started where it's a little warmer. There's some lettuces that are ready to go outside, and also a couple Brussels sprouts. And then there's the bags with the seeds that we just put in of nasturtiums. And then there's the tomato plants, which have been going now for about a month since they were planted. Doing pretty well. And then there's containers with stuff that was just planted today, more flowers, and also some basil and oregano. And then here are some pepper plants that I started about 3 weeks ago, but I was out of town for a week and a half, and they didn't get much attention during that time, so most of them are doing okay, but there was a few losses without the watering that they probably could have used a little extra of. Well, that's going to be it for this time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and we'll see you on the next video.